Hey everyone, I hope everyone's doing good in this time of staying indoors and social distancing. I want to talk to everyone about three things today, and that's self-quarantine and social distancing, things that college students should be doing, and staying indoors for ourselves and others. Before I really get into my first topic, I want to say that I'm a college student just like everyone else here. The sources I've looked at have been cited multiple times are being looked at right now on how to deal with this current situation that we're in. Alright, social distancing is this idea where we should physically separate ourselves apart from people that we could possibly come in contact with. And right here is an average graph that is a graph that shows the average amount of people that a teenager would come in contact with at a rural high school. And right here is self-quarantine. This graph right here shows how infectious you are by the amount of days on the bottom. And if you self-quarantine for at least even just the first 6 days, your infection rate is almost zero. So the idea of doing both of these together can decrease infection rate by 90%, as cited on the last report. And both of these came from Glass, but this self-quarantine graph came from Rosner. And what can us college students be doing? Right now, UT Tyler has gone fully online. Some people are still living on campus, but for the most part, everyone's back at home. And statistics aren't in our favor for online classes. Online classes are on the rise, but people in face-to-face classes seem to be doing better because they are there to ask questions and feel more included in class, as cited by Ferguson. And students tend to cheat a whole lot more in online classes, as cited by Stacks on page 13. So things for us are a little rough, but with all these negatives in mind, professors still don't want us to fail. They're always there for us to talk to, and I know it's a little awkward talking to your professor, but they're not bad people. They want us to do well and succeed. And what should we be doing for ourselves and others? We should be staying inside. All right. This idea of flattening the curve is what we are trying to do. So right here, you're able to see a large jump. That means high infections and then high death rates. That's what we're trying to avoid right now. And right here is a much smaller curve that only shows a lot of infections, but not that many deaths. That is what we're trying to do right now. Is flatten this curve so that we don't have to make bad decisions. And just to give you some hindsight about what we're actually doing is kind of helping. This is, according to the CDC, this would be the graph showing the amount of infections that would have occurred in the United States. You can't see it, but on week 6 of this pandemic, we'd be over 400,000. So the efforts that we're doing right now are actually helping. And if actions aren't taken, awful decisions are going to have to be made about who lives and who dies. And I don't think people want to be in that position to be making those decisions. This graph right here is presented by differences in this graph over here is presented by the CDC's website by Rosner. So things are hopefully going to get better, but it takes everyone's help to do this. So I just want to recap about everything I talked about. I talked about 3 things today: self-quarantine and social distancing. You know, how both of those together can be helped to reduce infection rate by 90%. Things college students should be doing and how to take advantage of the situation, because it's hard for everyone involved, professors and students alike. And staying indoors for ourselves and others, because it's going to take everyone's help to not make sure this doesn't get worse than it already is. And I just want to leave you with a few words before I say goodbye. This is something that's in our hands, and I mean that quite literally. It's in our hands, so make sure you're washing them. I hope everyone's staying safe. And, there's resources for people out there that are having trouble getting through this time. So you're not alone in this. We're all in this together. I hope everyone stays safe, and that's it. Goodbye.